Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jory, and if you didn't know that, now you do. Hi, hello, nice to meet you. So for today's video, it's gonna be different. Today is the day I am gonna tell you that I'm gonna do a story time. Story time! So, I'm gonna spill the beans of what happened back in grade 7. And you guys might be thinking, Jory, that was 5 years ago. Whenever I tell this story, I still get as fired up as I do back then and now. I'll get mad, really mad, because this day was the day that I got first, second, and third hand embarrassment from me, from everybody. Let's get started. So it started back in grade 7. I remember. I do. This happened the first month of grade 7 school. Back when I was just making friends with everybody. Hi, hello, nice to meet you. Anyways. So I got assigned to this old man's, we'll call him by the name of Mr.N. I got assigned to his math classroom. I have heard about rumors about Mr.N, but I never believed them because he seemed like a nice old man. Turns out that was not the case, and he was... So this happened in the first month during school. He sat down, he does his lessons, and as he was writing on the board, I pulled my phone out. Everyone had their phone out on their desk. It was not a big deal, whatever. So I had my phone out on the desk, okay, like everybody else. Like it was allowed, and you guys might be like, why did you have your phone out? Like, it was a choice that I could make, and I made it. So don't come for me with your, why did you have your phone in your... Not the story. So I had my phone out on the desk, right? Am I right? Right. So I had my phone out on the desk and I was listening. Let me tell you, I was listening. I was not playing on my phone. It was like the screen was not like this. It was like, I don't know where my phone is, but my phone had the screen facing the table. So the case was facing me. Okay? As he was teaching, he was writing on the board. He was not speaking, he was just writing on the board. And I was looking about what he was writing on the board and, you know, like a normal student. My phone, ding! It rings. Not like a long ring. It's literally just like a notification ring. It was like... It was one of those rings. It was just like, you know, okay? So take that in. He turned around. He turned around. And I was like everybody else. Everyone was looking at each other because everyone had their phones out. Me, I put my phone back in my backpack after everyone like looked away. But when it rang, I was like, who is that though? Like, I mean, I wasn't speaking, you know. I was like a shy little grade 7. I was like, oh my god, that was not me, guys. So I'm sorry about it. But outside, I was like, but inside, I was, you know, I was crying. I was like, why did my phone ring? Like, I'm gonna get in so much trouble. He turns around. He's like, okay. He turns back around to his board. Keeps writing. He looks mad though. He looked mad. Anyways, 2 minutes later, and I remember which game it was from. I remember. So if you're in school, do not download this game. If one day I sponsor things, I will never sponsor this app. It was that dragon app where, you know, you could grow your own dragons and hatch them and have cool dragons. It was like a little farm of dragons. And the notification was, your egg is ready to hatch. I remember. Your egg was ready to hatch. I looked at my phone. I like pulled it a little bit on my backpack and I was like, the egg is ready to hatch. But I was shook. He turns around. Face red. He turns around, face red. He's like, okay, there was 5 rows. So there was a row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He was like,
from here to this row, get out the classroom.
So only these 2 rows were left. I was in these 2 rows. I was sitting on this row on the second desk, right after the front. So I was like, I thought, I will tell you guys that I thought he was gonna get out and be like,
whose phone was it?
He takes mini sticky notes. He puts them on our table. These 2 rows, he puts them each on our table. He told each and every one of us. He told out to the whole 2 rows.
Write down whoever you think it is.
Mind you, I did not have my phone on my desk. It was in my backpack at this time. So I wrote down, you know, somebody else. Like, I was
not gonna get in trouble in my first month of grade 7. Like, oh no. Not today.
Anyways, so I wrote down somebody else's name because I wasn't friends with that person. They were in like the 2 rows. So I wrote down their name and I was like, here you go. He's like, okay. And then he looks at all the names. He takes like a good 5 minutes. He was like, and he tells the other rows to come back in. 30 minutes later, like, the bell rings. Everyone gets out. And he stops me in my way. He's like,
I was like,
outside, I was like, but inside I was like, I was scared. I was in the midst of, tears were flowing inside, but there were no tears left to cry outside. I remember, my little grade 7 me was so scared. He's like,
it's unanimous. Give me your phone.
I was like, okay. So take in. He was like,
it's unanimous. Like, give me your phone. Like, you're done over. You cancel.
I was like, okay. So I pull it out of my backpack and I'm like, here you go. He's like,
you can get it from the principal's office after school.
I was like, okay. Like, I'm so sorry. So
if you ever bring your phone here again, you're not gonna wanna know what's gonna happen.
he said something along those lines, and I was like, okay, I'm sorry. I did not cry, but I was like, okay, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't mean it. And I was like, okay, bye. I skirted out of there so quick, you guys.
so quick.
Okay. So I go to the principal's office. I'm like, hey, like, my phone, like, ba-da-ding, at math classroom, and it was not a good move, and I'm so sorry. And they're like, oh, okay, here you go. So they give it back. So I was having an emotional breakdown for the rest of the day because this was my first block. So for the rest of the day, I was nervous. I was a little he came in like a wrecking ball, and that did not sound good. But I was crying on the inside. Outside, I was like, I was down for the rest of the day. But if I had known that my phone would have been given that easily, Mr.N made it seem like I had to go through hell to like get it. So there you go. Anyways, not the point of the story. That wasn't even the twist, the plot twist. That was not the tea, sis. The tea was, for those 2 rows, they talked to me. I was like, wow, you guys were rude. You really sneaked me out, So I talked to these 2 rows. I was like, who did you? And a lot of people told me they wrote down other names. And then I was never going to tell this story to the public, but I have been recently reconciled with this old, classmate. And she was in one of those 2 rows, and I was like, I was like, do you remember when like Mr. N kicked me out when I was like, oh, and he was like, yeah, I don't know why he kicked you out. I mean, like, most people wrote down me. And I was like, I'm mad because I knew he targeted me. It was my phone, but Mr. N, you're rude. If you are watching, Mr. N, I have never liked you. So sorry about it, but you were rude. You were so rude. People feared Mr. N wives the most. Mrs. N was feared throughout the school. And I loved Mrs. N compared to Mr. N. Like, Mrs. N was an angel compared to Mr. N. No, Mr. N had, like, people were like, he was checking me out. He was I'm gonna stop there because I'm getting fired up because I really praise the Lord Jesus Christ that I never see Mr. N, because that will be the tea. That's not even the tea. That's the whole pot. That's the kettle. Okay? And I do not want that to happen because he is so rude and I do not want to deal with that again. So that is my story time for today. I'm fired up. I'm ready to, I'm mad. Mr. N, don't let me catch you, sis. Just kidding. That was not a threat. Don't arrest me. I'm not going to do anything to Mr. N because he is probably really old right now. Karma will come for you. So, there you go. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you are watching this, Mr. N, no thank you. Stop watching it. Please block me and subscribe. And do not click on any of my videos anymore. I don't need it. Thank you. Bye. If you guys want to connect with me on Instagram, here is my Instagram. Except you, Mr. N, you cannot follow this. If you follow this, I will block you. Actually, please block me. I do not want you. Okay? Here's my Instagram. And if you guys want to be friends on Snapchat, here is my Snapchat. Not for you, Mr. N. We're not friends. So, don't add me. Thank you. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Except you, Mr. N. You will not have a great rest of the day. Thank you. Alright guys, except Mr. N. Bye. Actually, Mr. N, you can go too. Bye.